evening and welcome to Sports Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network. My name is Kingsley Mano and I'm very happy to be here this evening to bring you up to speed. We see the latest happening revolving around the world of sports. Top one menu this evening, Team Nigeria dominates African Scrabble Championship. And coming in from the world of tennis, Onshabra continues chase for first Grand Slam title. And in football, Nigeria Football Federation gave Pesero 3-day ultimatum to sign new contracts. These and many more will be yours after the short timeout. Please stay with us. Welcome back, Steve Sports Extraordinary on Atlantic Television and Network, of course. You know how we'll do it. We'll take you 360 around the world of sports down here. We have a whole lot on our menu this evening, but joining me to do justice on today's edition of the show is Peter Eyinda. Good evening to you, Peter, and welcome to Sports Extraordinary once again.
Thank you so much, Kingsley. Like I always tell you, it's always my pleasure to be here.
All right, I was very happy, of course, having you today on the show. But Peter, let's start the show with Scrabble as two Nigerians, David Oji and Prestige Achibong, emerged champions in the under-19 and under-15 categories, respectively. The Winifred Awosika African Youth Scrabble Championship. The championship, which took place at the Chrisland School, Lekki, Lagos, featured participants from 5 African countries: Kenya, Liberia, Ghana, Uganda, and the host country, Nigeria. And David, who emerged victorious in 19 games and suffered 5 losses, secured the under-19 championship title after engaging in 4 days of intense mind games encompassing 24 rounds. And the winners were awarded a total of $9,000 in prize money, alongside valuable gifts, including laptops, tablets, and smart phone. Interesting one. Nigerians at this point in time taking Scrabble very seriously as a sport in the country.
It's quite interesting, Kingsley. Scrabble has to do with very IQ and cognitive, affective, and aspects of the mind. It's just that in Nigeria, most people always pay attention to football, tennis, athletics, and the likes of them. Nobody has really, taken adequate look on Scrabble. I'm very happy that Nigerians are looking into Scrabble. You have people that participated from Uganda, Liberia, but you still have Nigerians that, came first and second in that particular, again. So to tell you that our attention being shifted from football to Scrabble is a very nice, step in that direction. So if we continue in this month, we will have, people that will take over the world in the next few years as far as Scrabble is concerned. I made mention earlier, it being very cognitive, game. If you're not intelligent, I don't think you have to do well, in Scrabble. So to tell you that Nigerians are, very intelligent people when it comes to things of this nature. And maybe $9,000 is not an easy, especially in Nigerian economy now. When your child comes home, price money $9,000, convert it to dollar. That means he has already saved the family from. So to me, it's a very nice one. Let's see how it goes from this particular spot.
All right, let's see what comes up as well from Achibong and his colleague for putting up such impressive feat. Now, in the Panacea President Cup in Nigeria, Godwin Victor emerged as the champion by defeating former world champion Wellington Jehire. Now, Victor, who was awarded $5,000 and the Benga Ojufitimi Trophy, garnered a cumulative points total of plus 101 in the final head in Lagos. And the President Cup attracted participants from Botswana, Cameroon, Ghana, Kenya, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Gambia, Uganda, the United States of America, and Nigeria as well. So it was such an impressive one. And I look forward to see Nigerians, of course, taking advantage of the game, the sports Scrabble in the coming days. But let's stay away from Scrabble as we take a look at tech ball down here in Nigeria. Now, the Nigerian Tech Ball Federation announces the postponement of the Tech Ball World Championship qualifiers from 2nd to the 10th of September 2023 in Ilorin, Kwara State. In a statement signed on Monday, 28th of August by the General Secretary, Mr. Ndudi Edede, who announced the postponement of the double-header event while apologizing to the stakeholders for the inconveniences. The new development, of course, as he reaffirmed the Federation commitment to staging a qualifier that will produce worthy champions that will represent the country effectively on the global stage. Event will still be held at the Indoor Sport Hall for the University of Ilorin and the Kwara State Stadium, Ilorin, Kwara State, respectively. Let's stay away from tech ball as we take a look at athletics because it's getting interesting already when it comes to contingent at the World Athletics Championship. The Honorable Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Owaneno, was present at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport at about 12:08 a.m. on Tuesday to receive Nigerian delegation from the World Athletics Championship that took place in Budapest, Hungary. The team of 25 athletes comprising 11 males and 15 female athletes, including women's 100 meters hurdles, and record holder Tobia Musen flew the white and green flag at the annual track and field event, who was appointed sports minister a few days before the commencement of the championship in Budapest, said that he needed to be physically present to welcome the athletes to signal his commitment towards increased attention for athletes. Reacting to the plea for the team, the minister assured the contingent of adequate funding under his leadership as the sports minister. He noted that long-term preparation and planning is needed for the team to succeed and turn it, and no stone will be left unturned to that effort. What do you make of it? Peter, was a very poor outing from the Nigerian contingent at the World Athletics Championship, but was such, an impressive gesture from the new sports minister. He went there in the midnight, we'll see, about 12 midnight, down there to welcome these athletes at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport. What do you make of the gesture from the sports minister?
Kisla will say first of all, he just wanted to, he has assumed duty. And for that, this is like the first national call for him. He needs to welcome the Nigerian contingent that went to Hungary to participate in the World Athletics Championship, where we did not actually do well. And all his works are there to, give those people assurance that as far as he has come on board, if there are things that were happening before, under his administration, it will not happen. And one of those things is that adequate funding. But the question is, have these people not been receiving funds prior, to his coming? Have they not been receiving funds? So they've been receiving funds. And I believe funding is not really the problem with our contingents when it comes for adequate participation or contending for medals at a championship of this particular nature. Nigeria came back without any medal, which is very poor. And we can contribute that maybe funds is one of those, one of those factors that limited them to perform very well. Players, athletes need to be prepared adequately in every ramification. And finance is one of those things that they need. I will not say that Nigeria does not have money to fund these people, but where did the fund go? Was the fund released? Who were the people it was released to? When a minister comes up, like they tell you that in my administration, I will assure you that there will be adequate funding for you. Other past administration, have they not been adequately funding them? So the issue is that it is time for Nigeria to come up in every championship of this nature. Let us stop being, just participants. It is time for Nigeria contingents to know that yes, we are here to contend for gold as far as championship is concerned. Let's see how, the Athletic Federation will be handled under his administration.
Interesting. Look forward to see something huge from John Owanino, the new sports minister down here in Nigeria. But still talking about inadequate funding in athletics in Nigeria, the president for the Athletic Federation of Nigeria, Chief Tinubu Kokoa, has attributed the team Nigerian dismal performance, and it just concluded World Athletics Championship, to paucity of fund and failure to organize a proper camping section for the athlete prior to the championship. Okowa expressed displeasure with the team's preparation as well as the final performance. That Team Nigeria athletes would have done better if they had the proper camping section, asserting that the athletes gave their best for the country, but their best was not good enough because they competed with people who were better prepared for the championship. Why are we still in this sport? You have a championship. So what stops you from preparing in time and looking for the money you need to prepare yourself? Tinubu Okowa is saying the reason why the athlete couldn't perform very well is due to inadequate funding for the federation and as well lack of preparation. What do you make of this excuse?
When people begin to talk about it, especially coming from the president of a federation, I believe he knows everything happening in his federation. For him to say that one of the reasons or factors that stopped them from performing excellently in this, they concluded the championship at Budapest, is funding. I will not deny him that particular part, because if you look at it, for you to prepare for any tournament, funding is required.
People, sorry to cut you short, because 2022 we saw the World Athletics Championship. Team Nigeria participated. We had a very, let's say, pop out.
It was also a poor outing.
Poor outing. It was Toby Amusa and Sipumi that got medals for us.
Medals, yes.
At the end of the day, we finished 13th on the medals table. So since last year, up until this moment, is it that you didn't know when the next athletic championship will come up? Because that's what it is. If you're coming up to tell us that it is poor preparation and poor funding.
It is poor planning.
That's what it is.
In a same country, once a tournament comes to an end, they already know the next tournament.
Yes.
The month and the time it will come. And they begin to prepare those individuals that are involved in that particular tournament. Now, in Nigeria, our case is different. I would say this is the Nigerian in each and every one of us. We like fire brigade approach. We must always wait for something to get to us before we start acting. Now, if every participant, as far as the tournament is concerned, is given time to prepare adequately for this particular, I believe they will perform well. He made mention of camping issues. You don't tell people to camp when the championship is in a week time. You see them camping just 3 days to the camping. What will be the level of organization? What will be the level of the synergy, the understanding, and everything that is involved? So for me, Nigeria has a lot to actually do. If we want to stop, or if we want to just stop being participants in every competition, to get to the level of where we begin to contest. These countries that are coming back with medals, they're not better than Nigeria. But when you fail to, when you fail to plan, definitely you will do what you plan to fail. So preparation is the bedrock to every level of success. If you fail to prepare very well, you will not record success. So I'm not surprised. A time will come. This is a new administration. I believe all the president of the federation that make up the sports in Nigeria have to adequately put things in order for us to stop just going to a competition to participate, then come back, we start giving excuses. It is time for Nigeria to take a new shape.
All right, let's see how things unfold, from here. We look forward to see what the Athletic Federation of Nigeria will do. We hope, of course, they will learn from what happened in this edition, the just concluded edition of the World Athletics Championship. A whole lot. Thank God we have a new sports minister. Let's see what, of course, he'll be able to bring, to the table. Talking about the sports minister, he has actually received a whole lot of criticism due to the fact that, when so many persons take a look, at the CV, they didn't see much about sports.
He is not the first person to be appointed, sports minister that does not have anything to do with sports. When our former president, Muhammad Buhari, his first administration, Solomon Lalong came as a minister for sports and youth development. Then he has nothing related to sports. Then the second administration, you have a certain Sunday Diary, who is a journalist, all the other places. So now we are not. So this is what we keep on recording in Nigeria. Now we have seen in other world where specialists are being appointed a particular position because they experience the knowledge, everything, they have it. But in Nigeria, we too politic with everything. It is the level of the politics that is keeping us at the stage where we are. Until we stop, politicizing or politicking with everything, then Nigeria will move. Everything will be in order. Just somebody who has, knowledge in sports, has everything. The knowledge is there, the experience is there, the skill, everything. The arrangement and the organization, the person knows how to put things in order, is giving such opportunity. I believe our sporting, activity and administration, we get a level where we can say, okay, it is nice, we are getting things right, because somebody who knows the onion, who knows the in and out, is already in charge.
All right, let's see how things, unfold from there. We'll look forward to see a better outing for the Athletics Federation of Nigeria in any tournament, of course, that will be coming up. So let's talk about the U.S. Open. The results are pouring in as Tit-Bits Medvedev needed just 74 minutes to cruise into the second round of the U.S. Open with a dominant win over Tilas Balas. The 2021 champion hit 41 winners as he beat the Hungarian 6-1, 6-1, 6-0. The emerging rivalry of two top seed Alcaraz and Djokovic has dominated the build-up to the men's events. But talking about Medvedev on court interview following his win against Attila Balas in round one of the U.S. Open, he actually said a lot down there. But he will play Christopher O'Connell for sporting the last 32 after he won all Australian encounter against Maposo. But Medvedev compatriot 11th seed Karim Kakhanov was upset 6-2, 6-4, 6-2 American Michael Moore. Elsewhere on day 2, 19th seed Igor Dimitrov produced an epic comeback as he saved 3 match points on 2 set down against Ales Markin of Slovakia. The Bulgarian went on to win the 5-set thriller 6-7, 6-7, 6-1, 7-5, 7-6 in a marathon 4 hours and 40 minutes to set up a meeting with Britain and Murray. Now, veteran American Jonisna beats Facundo Diaz Acosta of Argentina 6-4, 6-3, 7-6 in his final tournament in professional tennis. The 38-year-old handed wildcard entry at Flushing Meadows announced last week he will retire after this year's event. A dressing one has been so far, talking about the ATP, the male category, in this year's Wimbledon. But, we've seen the rivalry, coming up once again between Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz. I think Alcaraz will be in action tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, down there. Maybe I think he actually concluded his game. But from what we've seen so far, both players are still on standby, and they are both shuffling on the world #1 sports, as it stands. So any of them that actually win this one may be, yes, the world #1 at the end of the day. But Peter, what do you make of the rivalry we've seen already between Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz?
I would say that it is a very healthy rivalry, if you ask me, because it is a battle of the old and the young. Now, if you look at the age of Novak Djokovic and that of Carlos Alcaraz, you really tell that is the battle. Now, I will not say that it is yet an uhuru for Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic, because Daniil Medvedev and Alexander Zverev, these are two younger, players that are still in this particular competition, and they are still doing their best as far as the competition is concerned. We will not give, this year U.S. Open to these two, men. That is Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic, while writing the likes of Stephen Tsitsipas and Daniil Medvedev and Alexander Zverev off. We cannot write them off, but there is a particular of them that have shown interest that he is ready to receive the, the mantle of leadership from these old ones that are going at. That is Carlos Alcaraz. That is why he has been following Djokovic up as far as this competition is concerned. Any game he wins, he also sees Djokovic also winning to maintain this rivalry and who will be the world number one at the end of this particular tournament. Just like you rightly mentioned, whoever that wins this particular, championship this year automatically becomes world number one, and it will be the battle between the old and the young. The only old person, as about the competition is concerned, that have shown very nice movement that is heading towards a place we can say, okay, it will be a successful destination. That is Novak Djokovic. Andy Murray is still in the game, but I don't believe Andy Murray still has that particular, energy and the flair and the vibe to actually give what we normally see him give in the last, let's say the last 20 years. He has been in the game. He was one of those people you mentioned after mentioning that what's it called, Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Andy Murray comes to play. These are men that have given us an opportunity to talk about tennis very well because of what they always bring to the to the game. But the young ones are now trying to, match up with them, give them a run for their money, and that is why we are not writing Carlo Alcaraz off as far as the competition is concerned. He's the only person who is solidified to give these people a run for their money. Let's see how the tournament goes for them, but I still believe Alcaraz has some, intention to be made known as far as the competition is concerned.
Interesting. Let's see what comes up, It's really getting interesting when it has to do with the US Open at the moment. Take a look at the way Alcaraz is actually going at the moment. Djokovic at this time, I think he's 36 years of age.
Yeah, 36.
Might be calling the quits, any time. Rafael Nadal as well, he's been battling with injury since the year started. He has not been, very competitive as well. That's to say that his time is gradually folding. As a stand. Do you see, one man leading tennis in the future? Talking about Carlos Alcaraz.
With all indication, he looks like he will be the one that will lead the male category in the future. But like I made mention earlier, Daniel Medvedev is not giving up. Alexander Zverev is not giving up. I know.
They are not showing this level of performance
because I would say consistency. And when it comes to consistency, Carlos Alcaraz had shown the level of consistency that you see from a champion, a winner. And I believe if he maintains like this, others may be running second fiddle, behind him. That is exactly what we are actually saying. But he should not allow the success he has recorded in a few years to get to his head. If he sleeps, someone else will just overtake him. But the way he plays, I see level of dedication and seriousness. He really have decided that I will be the next person that these people should hand as far as the male category is concerned. Let them hand over the baton to me. I'm now ready psychologically, discipline-wise, technical, methodology, everything. Alcaraz is ready to be the next person or the person who have to see as far as the male category in tennis is concerned in the future. But we're not writing others. Stephen Tsitsipas is also showing interest. But just like you made mention, it's like Alcaraz is the man we should see that we need the male category in the future. When this one's retire, nobody 30 plus. And age, as far as tennis is concerned, age is one of those things you cannot fight against. Once it comes upon you, it comes upon you. It's not like football where we can say, okay, 40 years, like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. At 41, 42, you can still play. But tennis requires you to be at a certain level because of the injury. There are injuries you get as a tennis player. Your age will become a factor for it to heal quickly. So for me, I believe Alcaraz is actually looking at the pole. All of us should be citing in the future as far as the male category is concerned.
All right, let's give our fingers crossed. Alcaraz, the man of the moment. Let's talk about the female category. As Onjuba said, she considered quitting. She overcame breathing difficulties to book her in the second round of the US Open. But seventh seed Caroline Garcia suffered a shock exit. Now, the Tunisian fifth seed clinched a 7-5, 7-6 win over Colombia's Camila Ozaro at Louis Armstrong Stadium. Onjuba had this, she actually put up, a very impressive performance that despite, having issues with her health, breathing issues, you will see down there. What do you make of Onjuba? This is another opportunity where she has to look for a Grand Slam for herself. It has not been easy for her. Last year, we saw her thinking about 2 Grand Slam finals. This year, I think she was in the Grand Slam final as well, and she couldn't actually, I think that was a Wimbledon. She was at the final, and it doesn't slip, off her hands, with that one. This is another opportunity, and she's having health issues. What do you think, will be the lady, Onjobwa? What do you think will be of her? Do you think she has what it takes, to finally lay hands on the Grand Slam?
Someone who has been to, consecutive finals and could not actually clinch, the trophy. You cannot write, you can't write her off. If opportunity or providence ushers out the opportunity and she gets to the final, we don't know if this will be, the year for her to, get her hands on what is it called, a trophy as far as the tournament is concerned. But what she just need to be battling now is, let not my head become an issue in the tournament. If her head does not become an issue, I still see her getting to the level she got in some of the tournaments the previous time. But for me, tennis is something that we just have to. Is a game that requires sound head, discipline, and concentration. And if she maintains these 3 things or 4 things I've mentioned here, I believe there is nothing too difficult for her to achieve. You begin to look at people who are involved in the tournament. If it were to be those days where you have, Serena Williams, Venus Williams, you need to have Naomi Osaka, mention them. These are people I can say, okay, as far as the competition is concerned, and these people are fit, you can see that it will be difficult for her to come to the level where we are expecting her to be. Africans, she's from Tunisia. You rarely hear or see Africans, make a big fortune as far as tennis is concerned, coming at this level. But I would say discipline and dedication can get her to the level where some Africans have not been in the competition.
Yeah, we pray. It's been a very huge run for Onjobwa, and we pray that she finally, of course, lay her hands on a Grand Slam badge. It's been a very huge struggle for her. A lot of persons have the target near success syndrome thing for her, but we pray that she can lay her hands on a Grand Slam anytime soon. But still talking about the female category in the US Open, Caroline Garcia, she lost 6-4, 6-1 to world number 114, Wang Yinfan of China. Caroline Garcia is currently ranked number 7 in the WTA ranking, now mentioned in the top 10, and she lost to a player that is ranked 114. What do you make of this shock defeat for Caroline Garcia?
We are no longer surprised because tennis has offered us numerous surprises. And the one that we that would have taken our breath that could not was when what is it called, Coca shock Serena Williams. We also met when Naomi Osaka, collected a trophy from Serena Williams. Those shocks are the surprises were served to us, and we see here experiencing more. So when this one happened, I was not surprised because, like I made mention, that tennis is a game that requires discipline and concentration. Once you can get them, your opponents read the game, do what you're supposed to do, you can emerge winner. Someone who is rated 114 in the world, defeating somebody that is the 7th position in the world, to tell you the huge discrepancy. That is the level where they are. The one at the 7th position is supposed to take out the one at 114 in the world ranking without even, getting much stress. But this is tennis. Whoever that is disciplined enough and you have the chance, you take your chances, you play your game very well, you see yourself getting the result. There was a time, this Ukrainian tennis player, Elena Esteventolina, something happened in that particular world championship that particular year. She received the shock of her life, where someone she knew when this child was born. Actually, when she started playing, this person was not born. All of a sudden, this person came, and this is the shock the person is giving to me. So tennis has ushered or given us surprises over the years. This one, I'm not surprised. Let's just see what the competition holds for her as she progresses.
All right. American Madison Keys as well. We saw her in action. But American Jessica Pegula began a U.S. Open bid with a 6-2, 6-2 win over world number 52, Camila Gogi, on Arthur Ashe Stadium. Now picking up where she left off in Wimbledon, Czech Vondrousova beat South Korea and Leo 6-3, 6-love to reach the second round. Former U.S. Open finalist Keys secured a straight set victory over world number 45 at the Zaza Rules, winning 6-2, 6-4 on Louis Armstrong Stadium. Meanwhile, Russian 13th seed Jara Kasakina came from a set down to beat American Alicia Park 2-6, 6-4, 6-2 to reach the second round in New York for Joseph, the second time in 5 years. Czech Maria Buskova did a 34th saw off his spirited challenge from American wildcard Ashley Krogel with a 7-5, 6-4 win. On court 11, 14 seed Ludmila Sesmenova clinches 7-6, 6-3 win over Agrego compatriot Claire Liu. Talking about Americans, in the U.S. Open, takes us to Venus Williams. She was actually beaten 6-1, 6-1 by, I think, Benon, in that encounter we saw. What do you make of it? 6-1, 6-1. Also embarrassing, for a player like Venus Williams.
Emmanuel Kingsley is very sad. When I saw the results, I was like, it is time for this woman to call it a quit. Because at the level she is, like we made mention earlier, age is one factor that you must always consider as far as tennis is concerned. When it is no longer on your side, it's like everything is against you. It has been a while that Venus Williams and the sister, stopped serving us that particular, should I say dish or, me. They always serve to us when tennis tournament comes up like this. They have come of age and they have really, served as far as the competition is concerned over the years. And it is time. Once you know that your strength can no longer carry you, you just call it a quit. I believe is one of the reasons why some persons quit as far as tennis is concerned, because they cannot continue, getting, the embarrassment of their life. Just imagine Venus Williams receiving such a defeat from a young and upcoming tennis player of that particular nature. If you also look at the level of attraction these people bring as far as tennis is concerned, it is no longer there. Unlike 20 years, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, if you see Venezuela on the court, you will see the crowd, Americans coming to cheer them up, because they are the people we are here to watch. Especially when you see the younger sister Serena Williams on the court, you see Americans. They are the reason we come to the court to watch them. But these days, I was going through that particular game on the particular side where she was very scanty. People are not, she's no longer attracting people as usual, because should I say, the glory has not departed. The glory is no longer there. The thing that make people come to watch is no longer there. Receiving defeat is, in each competition you get yourself involved is no longer okay. So for me, if I were to be Venezuelan, it is time for me to call it a quit. Then look for people I have to groom, make them champions in the future. Why I keep taking the glory as one who has coached them.
All right, we'll try as much as can to update you with the result as they unfold in the US Open. But at this point, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll dive straight into the beautiful world of football, and we'll start with the Nigerian Premier League. Stay with us.
across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honourable
human trafficker.
Honourable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds. I am in the
with the EU, but
Welcome back, C Sports Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network. It's time for me to talk football on the show as we take a look at the match day one fixture for the Nigerian Premier League. The draw was done yesterday, and I can tell you that the Nigerian Premier League is ready, of course, to kick off on the 9th of September. As it stands, it was really an interesting one, and Ayimba will begin their quest for another title in the 2023 and 2024 Nigerian Premier League with a home game against one of the country's two remaining teams in the continent. Bender Insurance as well on September 9th. And talked about Bender Insurance, they just returned from their heartwarming defeat of Algeria's associate in the CAF Confederation Cup and would be in top shape for clash with Ayimba, which fell all for the continental competition following a 4-3 aggregate loss to Libya Ahali Benghazi at the week. And the draw conducted at Abuja yesterday after the Nigerian Premier League Board inaugural yearly general meeting produced some interesting week one clashes, including Rivers United home game against Remo Stars and the Owerri clash between Heartland and Lobby Stars. Sunshine Stars host Kano Pillars in Akure. Katsina United against Kwara United. Abia Rose will entertain Niger Tornadoes in Moya. Enugu Rangers are up against Toma United. Bayelsa United will host Akwa United. Newcomers Sporting Lagos will open their MPFL account against Gombe United. While Old Four, Shooting Stars and Plateau United will clash in Ibadan. What do you make of the fixture? Peter, match day one encounter comes up on the 9th of September.
We are very happy that MPFL is back to results, and this is what we have been expecting. The game would have started in this month of August, but some logistics and every other thing. So I believe that the organizers have come to believe that it is time for it to start. This particular on the 9th of September. It's just a week time. Games will start. So we have interesting features. Enyimba against Bendel Insurance. These are traditional teams as far as MPFL is concerned. Enyimba, they are defending champion. They will do everything possible to make sure that they defend their champion, and they are still with the man that won the champion, the competition for them last season. That is the person of our former international striker and the person of Finidi George. So for me, Enyimba has a really big task against Bendel Insurance. Bendel Insurance, since they came back from the second division, they have strengthened that particular thing. There is a particular Divine Walker, one of their midfielders, made the last invitation to the Super Eagles because of the level of play and every other thing. They have also strengthened the squad by getting new signings. Kerstar, one of MPF, versatile, player, has also been signed up to that particular side. There's a game we should all watch out. That is Aqua United and Bayelsa United. It's very South. I'll call it the South rivalry game in that particular order. Former assistant coach of the Rivers United, that is Fatayo Shaw, is now the head coach of Aqua United. He comes with plenty of experience and can call him a tactician. Let's see what he will do with Aqua United. Kennedy Bobo is no longer on that particular side. So Remo Star against Rivers United is a game we have to watch out. Rivers United, they are still in the CAF Confederation Cup. They did not play the preliminary stage because of what they did in the previous competition, so they excluded them to play the preliminary stage. Once the group stage starts, you see Rivers United playing the CAF Champions League. So because of what they did previously, it's a game we have to watch. They are playing at home at Masameko Stadium. That is where that game will come up. Bremen Stars have also, done some signings this particular season. I was going through their profile, see the players they've added in their squad. But there is a team we just need to look out for this particular season. That is the Sporting Lagos. The level of organization and the structure that team has is of international standard. The way they do their things, that this team has been vetted for a distinct, should I say, outing in MPFA. I saw their jersey, someone putting it in Europe. This is the level of merchandise and the level of business Sporting Lagos has gone. This is a team we just need to watch at. And their coach is Emmanuel Paul, is very young coach of this position. Very young man. So I believe it's a team we just need to watch at. They are playing against Gombe United. If that game ends in the favor of Sporting Lagos, I would not be surprised. Kano Pillar, they are back. They were relegated that season and they gained promotion with Katsina United. Also, one of the older, I call them traditional side of the MPFA, Heartland, the Nazi Millionaires, they are back again. So to tell you that MPFA, you have more of traditional MPFA teams this particular season. Just Sporting Lagos and Doma United, these are teams. Bayelsa United has been one of the, if you call older, MPFA team, Bayelsa United can be mentioned. So for me, we should watch out for entertained MPFS season this particular time.
Interesting one. Let's look out for a very, very interesting Nigerian Premier League season. Match day 1 comes up on the 9th of September, and it promises to be mind-blowing. We look forward to see how this encounter will pan out on the 9th of September. But Peter, we hear that the AI cameras have been planted in about 10 stadiums to stream the matches. This is a strategy from the Benga and Legbele led board to actually see how they can take the league to the next level, and as well try to see how they can make funds, from the league.
I am really impressed with what Benga Legbele and his people are doing. We don't just play football because of we want to play football. If you go to other countries, football is one of those sources of making money, especially in England today. So, and players, people who have taken football as profession are also being paid hugely. To tell you the level, the sports do generate money. So for me, those stadiums, they really are selected, they believe, according to their criteria and evaluation, they are the ones in that shape. They have good field, they have good, dressing room and every other thing. That is what I believe, or the criteria they have to set aside. Whoever that is not qualified, we will not stream your own game. That was why I was surprised when Adokia Masameka Stadium did not make out of the 10, stadia for their games to be streamed live. The quality of the pitch is not that bad. And if you ask me, but if you talk about the dressing room and that is what I cannot ascertain. But this time around, this strategy brought by Bengali administration is a very good one. People can can watch their favorite MPFA players. If it is not on television, you must have a channel where you can stream your game. People abroad can stream their game. Just imagine the opportunity these players can get, that their games are being streamed. Who knows who is watching who? At the end of this particular season, you can see fantastic players going abroad, courtesy of the channel they created for these players to be marketed. And you can see things that are nice within the area. You see them going global. So for me, it's the right direction. It's the right step in the right direction for MPFA. Let us get out of our, should I say, orthodox pattern of doing something. This is a 21st century. We should go with the mentality that football generates money, and that should be inculcated in the MPFA.
Now talking about football generating money in Nigeria, these matches will be streamed, and people have to subscribe their phone to stream these matches. Do you think with the economy situation in Nigeria, people want to, of course, afford data, use their money to buy data, to stream these matches? Do you think Nigeria will stream the matches?
I would say it will be a serious hindrance, considering the economic nature of Nigeria will be a serious hindrance to Nigerians streaming this. Nothing to me in Nigeria now we can say is affordable. It's almost on the neck of everybody. Now, most of these service providers, Airtel and NTA mentioned then, some persons say, they suck data activities water. So how much data will you have? That will be enough for you to stream 90 minutes match. Just like what he mentioned, it will be a serious barrier to people. And I don't know what was actually their mindset before they concluded that it would be streamed, instead of getting a TV right. It would have been better. I know there was a time MPFA was shown on was being shown on the DSTV. Super Sports was carrying some MPFA match those days. You can also see the NTA and the AIT. We have local, television channel. If partnership relationship is actually built, now NTA and AIT and you have other media houses that you can go to stream your match. What people do is to make sure that, okay, get a partnership with some media house, stream this match. People can turn on their TV sets and watch the game through that particular channel. If it is in a what's it called, StarTime, Go TV and likes of them. But these channels that are in Nigeria that you can stream, they are there for them to watch it. So for me, the economy of Nigeria will be a serious problem to Nigerians to stream. Getting data to stream this game is very difficult. But let's see how it will just pan out for us. This is the time we are trying to, give it a trial. And let's see how it will go. If it doesn't go well, then there will be need for us to have another alternative.
All right, let's see how it goes. We look forward to see how the streaming thing, of course, will pan out in the coming days in the Nigerian Premier League. But we hear Jesse Pesero has been given 3-day ultimatum, to take a pay cut or quit being the head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Emmanuel Kingsley, I am not surprised I'm not surprised that this is coming. Now, it is, some persons will tell you that it's long overdue, that this man is supposed to show the exit door. But all the same, there is nothing that cannot be resolved mutually. If he likes Nigeria, and if NFF want to use this particular means to actually stop him from being our coach, I would say that it is an antics from them. If they don't like the job he has been doing over the years, they want to use this to allow him to step down. It's okay for them, but for me, on 1 to 10 rating, I will not give Pesiro 5 as far as I'm concerned. You know, what can you say is the level of, playing performance from the Super Eagles ever since he took charge of that particular side? It has not been nice. Now we can do a comparative study. What Ganaroy and what Pesero did. You know, when Ganaroy came, 2019 AFCON, we were eliminated at the semi-final of that particular competition. I know. But under this particular man, which big African team have we defeated? The highest, the only country who have given a serious defeat was San Tome Principe. This is a country that nice organized team in Nigeria here can beat them. So for me, from 1 to 10, Pesero has not really given us that particular confidence that we can say, okay, give him another contract with $70,000 a month salary. So if he doesn't want to take a pay cut, it's for him and NFF to sit together and discuss. So for me, it is time for them to sit down. There are good coaches. If talk does not go well, from now to when we play our next international game, we have former internationals that we can say, okay, come for this particular duty on entering basis. After the game, we can go outside, scout, search, shop for new tacticians that will come to work for as far as Super Eagles team is concerned.
All right, let's see how that one goes. But tonight, you see some Carabao Cup features. Chelsea will be in action against AFC Wimbledon, and we'll see Harrogate Town against Blackburn Rovers, and Nottingham Forest against Burnley. Sheffield United will be in action against Lincoln City. Doncaster, they will be in action. Doncaster Rovers will be in action against Everton as well in that one. But at this point, we'll call it a wrap on the show because our time is up. But we can't go without tell you that Ellen brought Haaland, of course, he's a sport extraordinaire on today's edition of the show for winning the PFA, award. Deserving, all right?
Deserving.
Don't forget, Sister Unity was the pathways there to progress. My name is Kinsley Manuel. Thanks for watching.